Hi everyone, welcome to DOdaily. Forgot to put my face on there. Thursday Thoughts, live episode. Des here, just for a light-hearted, friendly chat, as much as anything. Your chance to get involved in what I do, my daily vlog of letting people know how I am, what I'm doing, how I'm making things happen, making things work, where I'm feeling at any given time. And like I say, a chance for you just to get involved. Before I go any further, just pop up those links if you want to follow me on any of the social media. I really appreciate that. You can follow DOdaily itself or my personal accounts. Same thing, really. If you want to get in touch, please use any of those throughout the week. If you've got any questions for tonight, you can post them in the live comments, or anything for next week, you can post into any of that social media, any of the videos throughout the week, and the email address I'll pop up at the end. So really appreciate people looking in, really appreciate those that do support the channel. If you are new, please subscribe. And of course, if you are wanting to continue to support, please give this episode a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. All I'm trying to do is do something that encourages and helps people communicate, stay in touch, and just sort of look in on somebody somebody quite normal who gets it wrong, and often, does things and finds a way to be positive. That's what I'm always trying to do, and this is just my way of portraying it. Of course, I always start on Thursday Thoughts with how I'm feeling. I've not been on for a few days, really busy this week, but still feeling absolutely fantastic. If you've seen that Monday motivation episode, really buzzing from the weekend and all the football. Of course, it was the end of the football season, so I haven't got that to look forward to quite as much, but still really sort of just ticking along. A few quiet weekends to look forward to in all reality, so I'm quite looking forward to those for a change. Bit of cricket, as I've been mentioning, and of course looking in some way, shape or form to get back into my running. I'm actually pleased to report tonight, as part of a coaching group I do here in Nottingham by the River Trent, got in a small run and actually took the dog for his first ever run. He's absolutely flat out on the sofa now. We only ran 2.9k, 1.8 miles, just really steady, just to ease me back into it. I'm testing the hamstring, testing my foot injury, two things really. Both of them have not caused me too much pain since, but we'll wait and see on that one. So it was just nice to be back out. It was a bit of a struggle. Not ran for the best part of 3 weeks and not really ran since the London Marathon. And then before that, I was injured. So it was tough, don't get me wrong, but it made me feel fantastic. It's just picking me up again. Touched on this time last week how the week might just sort of creep up on you. You might start off with all the best intentions, and then like for me personally, without the football to look forward to, without running to work off, which is one of my sort of go-to things, always like my exercise and activity, it can just get a little bit difficult sometimes if you've not got too much to look forward to. But I'm looking forward to that break and just easing in. The addition of running, just helps me that little bit tonight, just to keep pushing on towards the end of the week. And like I say, being really positive. That's where I'm at. Nothing major's happened in all reality, other than a busy week at work doing the running groups. Can't do it myself, as I keep saying. So just sort of ticking from one thing to another, bouncing about, and that's good though sometimes, isn't it? Again, with not too much sort of on the horizon, it's good to keep yourself busy. Otherwise, we probably do give ourselves a little bit of an opportunity to feel a little bit downbeat and a little bit sort of at odds with ourselves. But like I say, for those reasons before, just feeling really good, and hopefully I'm going to take it really steady again, really back to basics with my running and the distances. That's why I did that distance today. I've got an event planned in for the end of June, and I don't really want to do more than I have to in terms of the training. So I'm just using some distances. It's called Round Sheffield. It's an event where you run a little bit, walk a little bit, sort of check-ins all the way along. So I'm just going to use those. That's why it was a bit of an obscure distance today. But as ever, it really works for me. So I always encourage activity on this channel. I always encourage people to look after themselves and find ways just to do it that little bit better. Just little bits of encouragement, ideas, tips sometimes on here, just where you might think, oh yeah, perhaps I can give that a try. I'm always watching and listening to things where I have to give it a real try, and sort of take other people's advice and see where they've done it right. So that's all I'm trying to do here, just for the people possibly around me. Of course, the channel has been motivated by circumstances in my life, times when I've not felt good, getting into the running itself, meeting people, and then losing people who've lost their battle with mental health. So if it is serious, I'm happy to talk about that. Or if you've got questions of any other nature, I'm definitely happy to talk about that as well. Throughout time, I'm quite candid and open, and that's all it's about. And tonight will be no different. I don't know exactly what's coming, but I did have a quick glance over the questions, and they're not that serious. So there's something to go out there. Really looking forward to getting stuck in. Just a couple of comments. Don't forget to drop yours. Harvey says hello, Des. Hello, Harvey. Thanks for tuning in. And Eve is on saying, good evening, Des. Hope you're well. I got to meet my 3 favourite players outside the training ground last week. Brilliant, Eve. Absolutely fantastic. Nice that you got a chance to do that. Getting back towards what Thursday's all about, of course, it's the questions followed by that throwback, and then we look to sign off to sort of finish off the week. Come back on Friday, we'll wake up to walk, attack the day, and take it forward from there. It's the first of the month, of course, so for me that's an opportunity to go again. I always talk about going again, whether it's a new week, new month, new year, whatever. And the first question from Kay reflects that. What are your targets for June? Well, first one is to get back into running. I'm going to sort of build some targets in around that to make sure because what I do through the coaching group here and with the guys, we set 5 targets and we try and stick to them. And if we don't do them, we carry them on until they become a habit, and then try and keep working at them. So basically, try and get back into my running. I'll have targets around that and not doing too much. I've been trying to lose weight for a while. Obviously, not running is not helping that. I was losing a bit before that, but that's not quite working again. So I'm actually going to abstain from drinking this month as well. It was a busy one. My birthday, all the celebrations, the football stuff during May. It was a busy month, and whilst there were times when I didn't, there was quite a lot of times when I was sort of indulging. So not going to drink during June. That's definitely one I feel I need to put in again, just to take out that sort of temptation. Sometimes if I do targets and mix these up, I might say I'll only drink twice in June, but then once you've done it once, you might do it again, and then you're putting yourself under pressure to keep going with it. So right now, I feel it's time to just take a little bit of a break from that. No issues around it other than wanting to lose weight, and wanting to sort of feel a bit better about myself, feel a bit healthier, and a bit more prepared when the running does pick up. So that's what that's all about. Want to get up early? This one is one I battle with. But it's important to get up early and get out the door and get your work done, isn't it? I find I'm so much more productive. I get so much done throughout the day. Actually up early today with the dog. He kept us up. So he's had a really busy day because I was out first thing with him. And that just proves I'm still getting in my activity, even though I am injured. But I was up early with him. And then work, busy day there, that session, and then my little one itself. So it's all good. It's all good in that sense. But again, getting up early is one of these things I'm always working at. And if these things don't work, the reason was I set these challenges and I set the guys these challenges and I talk about them on here. Something don't work, it doesn't really matter, does it? All we have to do is just keep pressing on, keep giving it a go. If something knocks us off track, we just reset, go again, because that's all we can do. If we beat ourselves up too much, we're going to lose motivation. We're going to lose the where we want to be, lose the target, that kind of thing. So it's just about keep trying. So getting up early is going to go on, definitely during the week, but I tend to bounce out of bed at the weekend like most people. That's life, isn't it? It's so much easier to get up when you haven't got work. But that means going to bed early as well. So that's going to be within my targets. And just getting back to my Do Daily. When I talk, when I do what I do, it is what it is. We all know what it is. It's my small YouTube channel where I process my thoughts. I try and encourage others. I try and offer a little bit of advice here and there. So it's just important for me to keep doing it and getting that consistency back. And I've just struggled a little bit for the first time in the 3 and a bit years I've been doing it. The last couple of months I've really struggled. So I've really got to get back on it with this. Try and build the channel, try and build the following, try and get back to some of my videos, which I know work. Try and bring in some of these ideas that I've been talking about for a while. But it is one of those things where life's changed a lot in the last 6 months. Of course, I got married and got a new job and we got the dog. So there's a lot more for us to do around home and private life, as well as all the running groups and all the coaching sessions I do. So I can't beat myself up too much about it. As much as I love it and as much as I really sort of hate not doing it, it's one of those things that sometimes I've had to sacrifice. But really looking again to get back into it. The longer days really help. Being out on the lighter evenings just give me a chance to do what I want to do. So it's important. And that's it. Well, that's not it. There'll be more to come on those targets, but that's what I'm looking to do this month, Kay. But the reason I just sort of reiterate the reason I do those targets and the reason it's important to mention one here is just finding ways just to keep ourselves keep our brains ticking over sometimes. We can get into the habit of coming home, not doing very much, feeling sorry for ourselves, work, eat, sleep, repeat, eating the wrong things, being tired, wrong decisions, and all those things. So it's just to try and help us. Perhaps if we're not feeling quite right, we need to find a way. I'm honest enough to say that through May, probably drank a little bit too much, probably ate a little bit too much, not ran enough, really not done the things I want to. So all I can do, as I've said several times, is go again, and that's what I'll definitely be doing. So thanks for that question, Kay. Moving on to question 2. If you've got anything to add to that, any targets of your own, please drop them in the comments. Anything about any of these questions, don't forget to like the episode. Question 2 seems to be the thing at the moment. Who would you like to see Forest play in pre-season? This has come from Tom. Not exactly sure, to be honest. Don't give it too much thought. I know they've got friendly with Notts County. That's always an interesting one. I wonder if they'll have one with Derby and perhaps Leicester. Now they're not in the same league. Forest have rightfully regained their status as the top East Midlands club. Well, it'd just be interesting to see a ground that I've not been to. I've been to nearly 80 of the grounds now. I've got a little scratch map to mark these things off and looking forward to getting into that. But I've been to all the grounds in the top 2 divisions, so wouldn't mind a nice short trip, perhaps on an aeroplane to Olympiacos. Maybe Forest play them quite a lot. The owner of Forest owns them, so you never know. But perhaps not this year. Lots of things to look forward to, lots of things to do, lots of things I'm still planning. So it's important for us to just keep an open mind, and hopefully, like I say, I went to Valencia in the winter when the World Cup break was on, and that was absolutely fantastic. So really just looking forward to seeing what happens next on that one. And of course, taking some time out, settling down a bit, and then coming back next season. What I will say, the travel from all the football, as fantastic as it is, and it is, I can't knock it. I would never change it if I'd have a football season all year round, but it has sort of caught up on me a little bit. First time I've been to most of the games, all the games away, and it's really taking its whole weekend after weekend, doing a park run. One of the games I pulled my hamstring and then went to the game and I had to stand up because everyone else was. So it's taken its toll a little bit. So in trying to find the positives from a situation I'm not too keen on, I'm really looking forward to that break. Well, thanks for that question, Tom. Question 3, what's something you're really looking forward to this summer? Well, I kind of touched on it there, didn't I? Getting back into my routines. I'm using June to really sort of kickstart. The slogan on the coaching I do is fine tune June. So just tweaking some of these things to make sure that I'm getting back to where I need to be. Hopefully, I can really sort of shake off these injuries. Sorry, just take a drink. I can really shake off these injuries just to feel good about my running, start losing some weight, start feeling good about myself, and almost do a pre-season. Sorry, I got a hair in my mouth as well from the dogs. It's making me choke a little bit. Yeah, almost doing a pre-season ahead of the football and just feeling a lot better when it all settles down again. Got some big events planned for the autumn. The local Robin Hood event here, which I do every year, which I'm an ambassador for. Looking to do some work around that. Also, there is the Great North Run. So, really hoping for a strong autumn sort of half marathon season, and hopefully it's probably getting a bit late now, but squeezing a marathon in maybe before the end of the year, because I didn't quite do London in the way I wanted it to a few weeks ago. But that's what I'm looking forward to. Looking forward to getting out and about and just taking the pace off a little bit for the next couple of months at least. But before I know it, probably be back into those pre-season friendlies we were talking about. So just looking to sort of take in the cricket, get back into my running, get back into my routines, take the pace off, and just enjoy the summer. You know, it's been a whirlwind 12 months in many ways. You know, from the moment Forest got promoted to Wembley, even before that, the wedding and all these things I've spoke about. You know, the job, and I mention them sort of all the time. In reality, it's just been a real busy time. So really looking forward to just using the time I get back. You know, out with the dog. What I try to do when I'm injured is make sure I'm getting plenty of walking, and in lockdown I got in plenty of walking and really find a passion for it. It was what Wake Up to Walk was all about. So perhaps get back into that again, like I say, to help with that content and put something out a little bit different. So really sort of excited about all of that and just whatever comes next. You know, what I tend to do these days, and I think this is the point on all the questions. The point of DOdaily really is just keep an open mind. You know, just keep an open mind about what's next. We can moan and groan and get fed up about what's not happening, but if you just keep sort of enjoying what you've got, something else happens. You know, you meet someone else. If you do something, you might meet someone else. They might suggest something else. You know, they might tell you something you didn't already know. And I think by keep working hard, you know, keep putting yourself out there. One of the things somebody said to me once, and this has been a light-hearted episode, but this is one of the serious points to kind of take from it, because I'm talking about a period where there won't be much happening, and I know how that can affect people at times, and you can almost start feeling sorry for yourself. But one of the things someone said to me once was, they invited me to a party and they said, you really, like, I didn't want to because I didn't know anybody, but they said you have to, because that's how you get out of it. So if anyone's struggling, just bear that in mind, that you have to do things. You have to put yourself out there, because nobody's going to make it happen apart from yourself. And it's so important that. So, and I find that with the work I do, you know, it always leads into something else. One or two nice little earners for me have been taken away from me, not through any fault of my own, not working hard, just by the situations and circumstances around things, you know, creating content and some of the coaching and all that kind of thing. But you just have to keep doing it, and then the next thing pops up, doesn't it? So whether it's just looking for things to do or looking to find opportunities, I think the point is in all that is just to keep that open mind. You know, keep doing what you do, keep working hard, and it will come. It will come, I promise you. And that's I kind of got to a point where I was in that work, eat, sleep, repeat sort of mode for a long time, and then once I sort of broke that mold, things started happening to the point I've spoken about this amazing year, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So that is the example. That's the classic example I can use, and I'm still riding this wave. So that's where all the enthusiasm and positivity to do what I do comes in. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. I always finish with a throwback on a Thursday. If you want to get involved in the episode, if you want to leave some comments, it really helps if you do, and it really helps me drive some content. It gives me ideas of things to talk about. It gives me something to talk about at the start, and it might just inspire people. There's no wrong answers to this question. What would you like to achieve this month? Everybody's got to have a goal. I always talk about the importance of targets and goals and what's going on. Sorry, I forgot to turn the television off and it keeps flashing in my eyes. That's why I keep flicking away. Not that much in the cricket at all, but there you go. I always talk about targets and goals and how we just need that to keep driving forward. I've mentioned it throughout this episode. So if you've got anything, it might just be a penny drop moment for someone. They might hear something or they might think, I could do that, and it might really work. So I'd love to hear that. Like I said, help the channel. Of course, keep your comments coming in. Any of the videos throughout the week. If you've got any questions, please drop them on any of the videos or any of the social media, or email Des at DOdaily. And like I say, it can be serious. It can. Sorry. It can be really, really serious. So we've had some real deep conversations where I find it within myself to get really honest and open, and with the open views in myself and not anybody else, to be the example, but sort of show that you can almost turn it around a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I've not made it in any way, shape or form, but I feel good about myself, and that for me is the most important thing. So that's what it's all about. If you've got anything to add, lots of people message me throughout the week in various ways, shape or form, and there's an opportunity. If you don't want to put your name to anything, always sort of happy not to sort of put names to any questions or things like that, or comments people make if they don't want to. So please do get in touch. And if you just want to reach out, I think the most important thing on a Thursday is this message, which I try to pass on every time. The important message is, if you want to reach out, I'm here. I'm happy to talk. I'm happy to get serious. I'm happy to listen, or just have a laugh and a joke, because that's my personality as much as anything. So I do want the serious side, but if it's just a case of helping out, then that's definitely what I'm here for. So Kay's made a comment here. I think she's watching from the bath. My trickiest thing I'd like to achieve it is dry June. Looking forward to feeling the benefits, though. Absolutely. Probably the trickiest time of the year to not drink, isn't it? Summer, everybody wants to be sat in a beer garden, especially when you live the lifestyle we do. So really not looking forward to it in that sense. But I've gone 100 days before without drinking, even though I do like a drink, and for all those reasons I've just said, the football and after running events, it's really nice to do it that way. So yeah, it's something that is going to be tough, but we just got to find a way to do it, haven't we? Just a comment coming here for me. If she won't leave me alone about this one. It's absolutely fine though, Eve. I was on Mr. Dawes' calling show on Tuesday, and he said you haven't met Steve Cooper yet. I hope you meet Steve Cooper one day. You deserve to. Well, I really do as well, because he's one of the guys that really inspires me. I watch the way he talks, Eve. I watch the things he says and the way he builds relationships, and he seems to be a really nice guy, and I'm really sort of inspired by all that. And I'm absolutely gutted that everybody around me seems to have met him, and hopefully one day, it's one of those things in life, isn't it? We all want to meet our heroes, and we want to be wowed and things like that. And I've got no bones, even at my age. I might be a little fanboy, but I've got no bones about admitting that I'm really sort of impressed and inspired by this guy, and he kind of inspires me to do this as well. The way he talks in interviews and things like that. And again, throughout the episode, I've been talking about how I'm open to sort of put across a message. I can't talk in the same way, but I can try my best at times, and that's all I'm doing. And to end tonight, just a reminder that the next session, Wake Up to Walk, will probably be available to watch this time tomorrow, or a little bit earlier, because I'm on late tonight. You can catch that. Hopefully I'll be up in the morning, or at least at some point, getting around the river maybe, or even somewhere different. Probably by the river with what I've got on this week, tomorrow. But the point of it is to really sort of attack the day, really feel good about myself, and start embracing the weekend. A weekend of not having to do too much, definitely not having to travel up and down the country. So for now, guys, have a fantastic evening. Make sure you're just doing it.